Hi, everybody. I just got done with a 5 game set in dailies, and there were 3 day dailies, and it was against a Australian player that I talked to in game 4 and game 5. I was really worried when I first saw it because he was 2003 in Blitz, 1998 in Bullet, and I think 1880 in Rapid. And so when I got matched up, I clicked the button 5, 6 times, and I got 5 matchups with this guy. And so I started playing him, and we had some great matches. The matches are in my playlists on the regular daily games. Uh, Game 62, Game 63, Game 64, and Game 66. And short playlist, game number 12. And they are pretty amazing. I think you should check them out. It was just an incredible match. He was really gregarious and nice, and he was the Australian speed chess champion in his age group in 2022. And so I knew I was in for it, but I ended up going 2 wins and 3 draws, and the draws are absolutely incredible. I mean, 80 move games, anything can happen. Um, there were 2 games where I was in a little bit of a lead, and then lost it at the end and got a draw. And he was in a little bit of a lead, and I had a knight to his, or a bishop to his 3 pawns, and I came back. It was just really good games. Check them out. I have noticed that my shorts are actually getting viewed, and my long games, the deadly games, aren't. And I've got my 12 best games that I think are the best games, that are incredible games that go down to the wire. They're really, really elite. One's a 124 move game. Most of them are in the 80 plus, but they're really cool. And I hope you guys check them out because they are pretty special. But I also have in the playlist some really, really good games and solid games. I have games that I've lost. And the reason I don't talk and do an analysis during the game, because there's a lot of masters, a lot of international masters, uh, great players that do that, and there really is no need for me being a 1500. It was 1648 back in the day, but it's just something that's not needed, I don't think. So that's why I don't do it. I probably will do more videos. Hopefully, I'll get some videos of games that I play face to face. It's just really hard after COVID, and especially I'm on the Oregon coast, so it's a little bit difficult. But really love chess.com. Really love the analytics. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is I dropped 100 points in the last week during dailies, and I'm like, oh my god! All of a sudden, I go under 1500, and I start playing 1200s, high 1200s, low 1300s, and they're playing 90, 95%. One guy in analysis played 2200 level against me. I played 1800 in that game, still got crushed. And it got me a little bit because I'm like, back in the day, man, there's no kibitz, and it's you against your opponent, and you kind of wonder, and I hope a lot of people don't cheat, but when I'm playing a game, it's just me. I'm not looking at anything else. I'm looking at the board. And it just, it was a little frustrating. I lost 4 games in a row to like a 1200, a really low 1200, and then a couple of 1300s, really low 1300s. And I hadn't lost up to this point in 250 games to a 1300 or a 1200. And I think I lost 6 this week. And I was like, are you kidding me? And playing 87, 88%, and all of a sudden the guy shows up with a 95.7, 97.3, 92.5, and you're like, what the heck is going on? And it's something for me is, it's always been the love of the game. So for me, I think that, why would you cheat? Why would you have somebody, why would you look at an engine during a game? I actually had a guy, it was a 1303, and halfway through the game, he tells me, this is a draw, and he offers it. And we had, I believe, 5 pawns each, 2 knights. And I looked at it, and the position was pretty good for me. And I thought, and I played in tournaments, and I think the last one was the Western States Open in 2009. But, I looked at it and I go, I don't think this is a draw. And so I asked if, in chat, I said, are you using an engine? Oh, no, I'm not using an engine, LOL. I just don't like end games with pawns. And I'm like, when have you heard that from a chess player? So I thought it was a little fishy. So after the game, sure enough, he gets a 2200 rating during the game, and he smokes me in the end game, the guy that says he doesn't like pawn end games. And at that exact moment, the analysis on chess.com had it at 0.00. Black and white bar right in the middle, draw. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And, it's one of those things when you're playing that I know somebody gets a higher level player, they want to beat them, and they raise their level and everything else. But if you use somebody, like a better player than you, is sitting next to you, your friend, your dad, whatever, and they're going, oh, do this, do that, do this, do that. Back when I was playing in the 60s, late 60s, mid 70s in high school, that's kibitzing. That's not legal. Well, it's not etiquette. Let's just say that. I mean, it's legal, I guess, but it's not etiquette, and you can't do that in tournaments. And so, from a standpoint, looking at an engine mid-game and going, oh, this is a draw, and offering it. I've had that happen 3 times in dailies. And dailies, there's no clock. It's just daytime, so it's, 3 days, so it's, 72 hours? So if you're playing a 1-day, 24-hour game, and people have a lot of time to look at the board. And that's all I do. I won't use an engine. I don't believe in them. In the fact of when you're playing a game, I would never look at one. And I don't even have them on my apps. So probably should. I'd probably be a better player, but I just don't. And for me, when you're playing me, you're playing me. And if I lose, I blunder, it's my fault, I mean, it's for the love of the game. But when you're playing with somebody that's using an outside source, be it a friend, be it a dad, be it a uncle, whatever, it ruins the guy that you're playing's rating. I mean, you didn't really win the game. You used help. So why would you do that? What's the concept for that? To show off to your friends, look at me, I've got an 1800 rating. I used an engine for 25 games and look how far I got. I mean, that's just crazy thought. And, I just think the love of the game, the history of the game, I would hope people don't do that. But it does happen. And so hopefully, I'm playing people that are real people that, they beat me. And a lot of the games, I'm sure that's the case. But there are those games, especially when you're dropping 200 points to somebody in a random situation where you get a draw, guy's 1,200 points and 1,205 or whatever, and plays like a grandmaster, and you're like, what the heck's going on? I mean, I just don't even understand why somebody would do that in the first place. Anyway, hope you enjoy my site. Hope you enjoy my channel. Hope you enjoy my games. And thank you for watching.